Hey guys, it's Sunday and we're doing another podcast. I don't know if I ever shared with you guys this story. When Harsh and I were in the Philippines, we were actually stuck in a storm. So the night before we were heading home, so we had our flight flight home on a Friday. The Thursday night, we decided to go to this place that has like 5 different malls attached to it. We got a massage, we had lunch, we walked around to finish up our shopping. And it was already raining a little bit in the morning, but not so much. But we had spent like the whole day there. We got there at like 11, and then we met our friends for some coffee. And then when we got back outside at 9 p.m., it was pouring rain. And I think it had been raining for like the whole day. And we were trying to get a Grab, which is equivalent to our Uber. So they have something called Grab. It's like Uber. So a driver is assigned to you. And yeah, so there was no Grab cars that were picking up our request for like half an hour. There were so many people waiting at the mall entrance because the mall had closed. And there were so many people waiting. It was pouring rain. You could see the flood of water like rising. And I started to panic because we were like 3 kilometers away from home. From our apartment, and how the heck are we gonna get home? And there were no cabs coming through. I saw a cab after half an hour and I ran to it. And I'm like, please take us home. And he's like, okay. He was really reluctant. And when we got in the cab, I'm like, we're at this area. And he was like, oh my God, it is already so flooded there. I don't know if we're going to make it. And he took the risk. What should have been a 12-minute ride turned into an hour. The cab was like half in flood water. It was crazy. And I was panicking because I'm like, how about if this cab driver just kicks us out and we have to figure out our way home? We're carrying like 2 bags of things. We're carrying like 3 boxes of brownies. Yeah, Harsh and I were just both like, oh my God. Even the cab driver's like screaming. But this cab driver, man, he worked so hard to get us back to the apartment. He just kept saying, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get you back. And being tourists, like I'm Filipino, I'm from the Philippines, but I don't live there anymore. And I was scared because if this guy kicked us out, we would have had to walk in dirty, nasty water carrying our stuff. So this guy braved it and took us home. And yeah, we were so thankful for that. So that was quite an experience. The next day was our flight. And the city went on as normal. It was sunny, it was beautiful, it was hot the next day, and there was no more flood, and people just continued on with their lives. It's crazy. Yeah, that was insane. We had the best time in the Philippines. It was so chill and so relaxing. People always ask Harsh and I like what we do when we travel. So the past 3 years, we've traveled quite frequently. And those travels that we've had in the last 3 years have been really chill travel where, we're not even booking all of our accommodations all at once. We're booking like three nights at a time. That's what we did when we were in the Philippines. So we booked 3 nights, and if we liked it, we stayed longer. And if we didn't, then we book somewhere else. And depending on like if we like the area, how close we are to things and stuff. And people ask us like, what do you guys do? Where do you guys go? So we don't do much. Like we don't do what you would think you would do on travel. So what did we do in the Philippines? The most touristy thing that we did was we went to Tagaytay, which is about an hour and a half away from Manila, and it's a volcano. an hour away south of Manila, and it's an active volcano. And yeah, other than that, we hung around the streets. I wanted to just be there, so we, got up when we wanted to. I got taho from the taho guy outside screaming taho early in the morning. So that's like hot tofu with boba balls and melted sugar. And yeah, so we got up when we wanted. We had breakfast when we wanted. And we kind of took it day by day. We just like, okay, we want to do this today, we'll do that. We'll eat here today, we'll do that. We took it very slow. So that's how Harsh and I travel. We like to just be there. Not necessarily see a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, so it's hard to like give recommendations and itineraries because it's like, okay, so we landed, and then we ate at Jollibee, then we went back to the hotel to sleep, and then we went to the gym, and then ate at this nearby place and had coffee. Like, that's pretty much what we do. But we were able to do that in Manila because it was easy to book accommodations on the fly. In Italy and in Lisbon and in Spain, we had to book all the accommodations before we left, but we even like wait till the night before we fly out to finish off our bookings for hotels. I've never made a reservation for a restaurant prior to our trip. And my philosophy for that is like, if it gets booked up, then I wasn't meant to eat there. It's kind of like how I think. And yeah, and in India too, we were able to book as we went along. It was a little easier for that because too, like Harsh knows the place and I know Philippines, so we were more comfortable with taking that risk. But yeah, there are some restaurants that I have an eye on before we leave. Like, I kind of want to go to this place. So we often will book our hotel around that. So one of my main reasons to visit a place is for food. That was my main reason for Lisbon. The first time we went was I wanted to try the pastiche. And it's like now my only second favorite dessert from Portugal. There's this dessert in Portugal in Lisbon that I had, and it wasn't at every bakery. It's round and it looks like a muffin, but it's not. It's dense but still like squishy, and it's coconut based with some shredded coconut on top. It's not super soft like a flan, like you can hold it, but it's like a little bit jiggly. It's not crunchy, it's soft all the way through. Oh my god. Our last trip there last year, oh my gosh, I did not visit Lisbon in 2024. That is a crime. That is a crime. So when we went last year, I ordered eight to go, to have one on the plane, maybe 1.5, and to take the rest home. But yeah, it's so good and I miss it. I've been missing Lisbon a lot. Why? I can't ever explain to people. People are like, why do you keep going back to Lisbon? There's something in Lisbon that calls my name. I don't know. My heart tugs when I think of that place. Like, I have such vivid memories of Lisbon, of like the stores, the places, the smell. Ask me about Italy and it's hard for me to remember. And I've also been to Italy 3 times. I don't know. Lisbon is just magical for me. It's chill. And I just have fond memories there. Went there 3 times in a year. And I need to go back. Do they have the best food? They have great seafood. And you have to make an effort to find rice. They have a lot of Filipino restaurants around, and they don't have Jollibee. I'm only saying that because Italy, Rome has Jollibee. Italy also doesn't have rice. You have to make an intention to find it and order it on the side. And Italian food isn't great, like for me. Their pastas are okay. And it's not my favorite. Their desserts are crap. Like, really. Desserts in Italy are pure crap for me. I ordered croissants and just stale. All desserts were stale. Lisbon, top-notch desserts. They make an effort to make the desserts and like all different kinds. Fresh. Majorly way better than Italian desserts. Hands down. And the vibe in Lisbon is just more for me. So what are my plans for 2025? I don't plan to travel much. I plan to move. Just kidding. Maybe not. But yeah, I don't know. I'm, wrapping up 2024, and 2024 has been such a wonderful, amazing year. Like, it has literally been so wonderful. And it's not that it's wonderful because we went to so many places. It's wonderful because I got to experience new experiences with my family. We created stronger bonds. We had so many laughs and made so many memories. Just wonderful. Here's the thing about me. If I see a lot of people going to this place, I won't go there. My theory is, if the majority of people are going there, like there was this year, 2023, everybody was going to Lisbon. Everybody was going to Lisbon. And then this year, everybody went to Japan. The year before that, 2022, everyone went to Montreal. Or maybe that was 2021. Do you remember that? Like, people all go to the same place. It's like a trend, a yearly trend. They'll go to Montreal one year in 2021 and 2022. Maybe it was like Mexico and New York and Hawaii. And then 2023, everyone went to Lisbon. 2024, everyone went to Japan. Like, everyone thinks the same. And that's a red flag for me. Like, I don't want to think like everyone else. I mean, I don't, but it's just crazy how everyone gets influenced. You look on social media and you're like, oh, this guy's going to Lisbon. Maybe we should go to Lisbon. Have your own thoughts, man. Like, have your own thoughts. It's crazy. I noticed that. I'm like, this is so creepy. So, yes. What I really want to do in terms of travel is explore India. All the depths of India. Like, I don't know, there's so many places like that I want to see, and not like tourist spots. Maybe tourist cities, but not tourist things. Like, I want to see what's going on in South India. They refer to themselves as the real Indians. So I want to know what's going on over there. I want to see what it's like. I want to see what the people are like, what they're doing on the streets, what their food is like. I am so curious about South India. Yeah. That's on my list for 2025. So I saw my cousin today after quite some time. It was with the rest of the family. We had a birthday celebration for the December birthdays, and it was her birthday. She's turning 25, and she's getting married in the next year and a half. Fiance lives in New Zealand. Anyways, I haven't seen her in quite some time, so we got to catch up, and she was saying how she loves to see my travel documentaries, and I was telling her that, and she's eager to travel too. She's been seeing some places in the last little bit as well, and I told her, keep doing it. Do not settle for something small. And people say that, right? Like, we tell our kids and we tell our family to aim big, but to actually do it and to be eager to do it is another thing. And I could see it in her eyes that she wants to do something, to experience things. And I think that's so beautiful, to experience things, to experience different people, to experience different cultures, to experience different air in different countries. And it makes you an expansive person. Expansive. Room. Lots of room. And I think that that's something that I've always strived for myself, to give myself more room. And by gaining different experiences, learning about new things, being curious about myself and others and situations and the world around me, gives me more room, so that when things happen in my life, good, bad, challenging, hard, I have room for myself to think and feel. And this brings me to the last thing that I want to talk about. Is someone said to me, this is a person in their late 30s, and they said to me, they're thinking about going back to school to take a course. And I think it's wonderful. Learning is always wonderful. But then it got me thinking, and I've been thinking about it like quite often and quite deeply, that we spend so much of our lives learning academically, being in school and then getting into a job and learning about that job. But we never take the time to learn about ourselves. Self-study. Have you even heard of anyone say that? Self-study? No, because it's not a common thing. But the most important person in our life is us. How do we get to 40, 50, 60 and not know ourselves? Our inner workings, why we do the things we do. And why are we not curious about that? Why are more people not curious about that? When you don't know yourself, you go through life asleep. You go through life asleep and a sheep, because you're just doing what you see around you, what society tells you. You're not thinking for yourself, because you can't think for yourself if you don't know yourself. So that comment about going back to school and learning something new provoked these ideas, because why not get to know ourselves? Why not do a self-study? Why not do a 4-year course on self? Why can't we do that? Right? Get to know ourselves. Get to know the ugly parts of us. Get to know the amazing parts of us that shine bright, that are strong, that are weak, that are ugly. So that we can have better relationship with ourselves, with others. Yeah, anyways. I was thinking about that often, and I'm like, I need to share this. Anyways, yeah. Thank you for listening. I hope it wasn't too long, and we'll talk again soon.